The late morning sun filtered through the half-open blinds of Anna's small apartment in the bustling heart of the city, casting long golden stripes across the wooden kitchen table. Anna sat cross-legged on one of the mismatched chairs, her phone propped against a half-empty mug of peppermint tea. She wore an oversized gray hoodie that had once belonged to her brother and yoga pants that had seen better days. Her dark hair was pulled into a loose ponytail, a few strands escaping to frame her face. At 28, Anna had the kind of quiet energy that made people feel instantly at ease, thoughtful eyes, a quick smile, and a habit of tilting her head when she really listened. Across from her, on the video call screen, Tom leaned back in his office chair. His background showed the familiar clutter of his home workspace. Bookshelves overflowing with cookbooks and sci-fi novels, a wilting basil plant he kept promising to revive, and a framed photo of him hiking in the mountains last summer. Tom was 30, broad-shouldered from weekend gym sessions, with short sandy hair and the easy grin of someone who genuinely enjoyed talking to people. They had met 5 years earlier at a community gardening workshop. Anna had been the one teaching composting basics, Tom the enthusiastic volunteer who asked too many questions. Somehow, that had turned into weekly check-ins, shared playlists, and now these casual morning catch-ups that had become the highlight of their weekdays. Anna tapped the screen to unmute. "Hey, Tom. How's it going?" Tom's face lit up. "Hey, Anna. I'm good, thanks." He paused, rubbing the back of his neck. "Actually, I had a pretty varied day when it comes to food. Felt like I was eating from 3 different countries." Anna laughed softly, the sound warm even through the speakers. "Okay, now you have to tell me everything. Start from the beginning." Tom leaned forward, elbows on his desk. "For breakfast, I started with scrambled eggs mixed with spinach and a slice of whole grain toast. Nothing fancy, but I did add a little garlic and black pepper to the eggs, makes them taste almost buttery without actual butter. The spinach wilted just enough to blend in, bright green flecks against the yellow. I toasted the bread until it had that perfect crunch, then spread a thin layer of avocado because why not? I also had a glass of orange juice to go with it, fresh squeezed, not from concentrate. The acidity cut through the richness of the eggs perfectly." Anna nodded appreciatively, picturing it. She could almost smell the eggs cooking, hear the sizzle as they hit the pan. "That sounds like a healthy start. Very balanced, protein, greens, healthy fats, carbs. I approve." She took a sip of her tea, the mint cooling her throat. "I kept it simpler this morning. Just a smoothie with bananas, strawberries, and a bit of spinach. Threw in some almond milk and a scoop of chia seeds for thickness. It was bright pink from the berries, super refreshing. Drank it while I watered my plants on the balcony." Tom smiled. Classic Anna breakfast. Nutrient-packed and Instagram-worthy without even trying. She rolled her eyes playfully. "Hardly. It was in my old mason jar with the chipped rim. What did you have mid-morning?" "Don't tell me you powered through to lunch on eggs alone." "Around 10 a.m., I had a small snack," Tom said. "A handful of almonds, raw, unsalted, and a cup of green tea. The almonds were crunchy, slightly sweet in that natural way, and the tea was steaming hot, with that grassy, almost seaweed-like aroma. It kept me energized until lunch. No crash, no hanger. Just steady focus." Anna leaned her chin on her hand. "Nice. I usually grab a granola bar around that time, something with oats, nuts, and a touch of honey. Today was no different. Keeps the blood sugar stable while I'm answering emails." She paused. "So, what did you have for lunch?" "I'm invested now." Tom's expression turned proud. "For lunch, I had a turkey and avocado sandwich on rye bread. The rye was dark, hearty, with that slight sour tang. I layered thick slices of oven-roasted turkey breast. Not the processed deli kind, then mashed half an avocado right on the bread so it acted like a creamy spread. Added crisp lettuce, juicy tomato slices, a sprinkle of salt and cracked pepper. On the side, baby carrots and hummus, smooth, garlicky hummus I made last night. Oh, and a sparkling water to drink. The bubbles made it feel almost celebratory. Anna's stomach rumbled audibly. She pressed a hand to it, laughing. That sounds yummy and nutritious. Protein, fiber, healthy fats. The whole package. For lunch, I had a quinoa salad with chickpeas, cucumbers, and feta cheese. The quinoa was fluffy, cooked in vegetable broth for extra flavor. I tossed in crunchy cucumber chunks, plump chickpeas I'd roasted with cumin and paprika, crumbled feta that added this salty creaminess, and a simple lemon olive oil dressing. Ate it outside on my tiny patio table. The sun was warm, birds were chirping, it felt like a mini vacation. Tom whistled low. Mediterranean vibes. I can taste the lemon from here. Did you have an afternoon snack? Because by 3 p.m., I'm usually starving. Yes, Anna said. In the afternoon, around 3 p.m., I had a Greek yogurt with honey and a sprinkle of granola. Thick, creamy yogurt, full fat because life is too short, drizzled with raw honey that's almost floral. The granola added crunch, oats, almonds, a few pumpkin seeds. It was the perfect snack to keep me going until dinner. Sweet, tangy, satisfying. Tom nodded enthusiastically. I love Greek yogurt. The protein hit is real. I usually have some fruit in the afternoon. Today, I had an apple, crisp, tart Granny Smith, and a handful of walnuts. The walnuts have that rich, almost buttery flavor, and the apple's acidity balanced it. Ate them while walking around the block to clear my head after a long meeting. They both fell quiet for a moment, the easy rhythm of their conversation settling like a comfortable blanket. Anna broke the silence first. What did you have for dinner? Tom's eyes sparkled. Dinner was a bit more elaborate. I made grilled salmon, wild-caught, skin-on, seasoned simply with salt, pepper, and lemon zest. Grilled it until the skin was crispy and the flesh flaky. Paired it with a quinoa and vegetable stir-fry. The quinoa was nutty, and the veggies, bell peppers in red and yellow for sweetness, zucchini for mild earthiness, broccoli for that satisfying bite, were sautéed in sesame oil with garlic and ginger. I also had a side of steamed asparagus, bright green and tender, with a squeeze of lemon. The whole plate was colorful, fragrant, and felt nourishing on every level. Anna closed her eyes briefly, imagining the sizzle of salmon on the grill, the pop of colors on the plate. Wow, that sounds delicious. Restaurant quality but at home. I had spaghetti bolognese with a mixed green salad on the side. The sauce simmered for hours. Ground beef, tomatoes, onions, carrots, celery, red wine, herbs. Rich, comforting, the kind of meal that makes the house smell incredible. The pasta was al dente, twirled around the fork with sauce clinging to every strand. Salad was simple, arugula, spinach, cherry tomatoes, balsamic vinaigrette. It balanced the heaviness of the pasta perfectly. Tom leaned closer to the camera. That's the ultimate cozy dinner. Did you have any dessert? Because I couldn't resist. Yes, Tom continued before she could answer. I treated myself to a small bowl of vanilla ice cream with fresh strawberries on top. The ice cream was creamy, not too sweet, and the strawberries were ripe, juicy, almost candy-like. It was a nice way to end the day. Cool, refreshing, indulgent without overdoing it. Anna smiled. That sounds wonderful. I had a couple of dark chocolate squares, 70% cacao, intense and slightly bitter. I try to keep my dessert light. Just enough to satisfy the craving. They lingered on the topic of sweets for a moment, trading memories of childhood desserts, Anna's grandmother's rice pudding, Tom's mom's apple crisp. Anna shifted gears. What about drinks? Did you have anything special? Tom thought back. Besides the orange juice in the morning and the green tea, I mostly drank water throughout the day. Lots of it, kept a big bottle on my desk. I did have a cup of chamomile tea after dinner to wind down. Calming, floral, helped me relax before bed. Anna nodded. I had a couple of cups of coffee during the day, black, strong, and a peppermint tea after dinner. The coffee kept me sharp, the peppermint soothed my stomach after the pasta. The conversation drifted naturally to habits. Do you plan your meals ahead of time? Anna asked. Tom shrugged. I try to plan most of my meals to stay on track with healthy eating, but I also leave room for spontaneity. If I see beautiful produce at the market or get a craving, I pivot. Keeps things enjoyable. How about you? He asked. I usually plan my meals for the week, Anna replied, but allows some flexibility for cravings or changes in plans. It helps me stay organized and eat well. Sunday afternoons, I chop veggies, cook grains, make dressings. Makes weekdays less stressful. Tom smiled. That's a good approach. I find planning helps me avoid unhealthy choices when I'm busy. Anyway, thanks for sharing your meals, Anna. It's always interesting to hear what others eat. Absolutely, Anna said warmly. Tom, I enjoyed hearing about your meals too. Maybe we can exchange recipes sometime. That sounds like a great idea, Tom agreed. Let's do that soon. They said their goodbyes, promising to talk again next week. Anna closed her laptop, the apartment suddenly quieter. She stood, stretched, and walked to the kitchen window. Outside, the city hummed on, people walking dogs, cars passing, life continuing bite by bite. She thought about Tom's grilled salmon, her own spaghetti, the small rituals that made ordinary days feel meaningful. Food wasn't just fuel, it was memory, care, connection. And in sharing a day's worth of meals with a friend, they had fed something deeper than hunger.